I'm only 23, but I feel like I've lived like in life for like a 45-year-old. I mean, most people like don't have to like bury their dad and when they're 14 and have to like almost bury their mom like a month later. My name is Richard Branscum. I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa. My dad went totally blind when I was born from diabetes. Freshman year of high school, he started getting really sick. He was home for about 2 weeks from the hospital, and that morning I was running late to school, and he said he loved me, and we were running out the door, and I didn't say anything back to him. And I came home that day from football practice, and I found him like he was like laying on the ground, but he was like ice cold. After that, my mom got really sick too, and like she just kind of had a hard time breathing at work, and so they took her to the hospital. And I had this thought like maybe I could lose like both my parents. I guess I used food as like my comfort. Like it was almost like a comfort. Like it just kind of made me like a little bit happy. Like it kind of guessed maybe like felt like it was replacing my dad, but it really wasn't. That junior year when I went and weighed in, I was like 450 pounds. Like my doctor said, like if you keep going the way you are, he goes, you probably won't be like you'll definitely get diabetes. You'll probably be dead before you're the age of 21. Me and Zach, we've been through a lot together. He's pretty much like my brother I never had. We sat in the back of the class in astronomy. I just leaned over to him. I was like, today was the day that I was going to change my life because I couldn't even fit in the desk anymore, and I couldn't even breathe, and I didn't want to like live like that ever again. I said, as soon as this class gets over, I'm starting now. I'm changing my life. And I was like, I'm either going to die getting all this weight off, or I'm going to die from being this big. So one way or the other, we're going to make this happen. He would tell me to do just do a mile on the elliptical. If it took me an hour or 2 hours, that's what we did. And then like everything else is kind of history, I guess. When I walked into Complete Nutrition, the atmosphere was the biggest thing I noticed. Luke and Dan had the biggest smile on their face, like ready, and like said hi. Like they actually like noticed me instead of like they weren't on the phone talking or texting on their phone. Like they actually like, were like happy to see me. Like it was a big smile. Like, hey, what's up, man? Like just kind of started talking to me about like life and everything.
When he first came in, he was overweight, and he was extremely determined to change his life, and for good reason too. He was a bit frightened by what could possibly happen.
We were just talking about like life and stuff, like getting to know me. That way they knew like my lifestyle and like what the best thing that they have could fit in my lifestyle and my goals.
We looked into the diet, we looked into kind of the lifestyle and figured out all that before we kind of even took on which supplements would work for him.
They gave me their cards and told me that I could call them anytime I needed something and ask anything. And it was just, I was like, I know this is gonna work. And I was like, I could believe it, I could see it, like I could hear it in their voices. And sure enough, it did. And it changed my life. Everything that I've worked for like came true. Like I lost all my weight. I got down to like 160 pounds by the end of the 2 years at Iowa Central. So I lost 300 pounds in about 2 years.
Every time he came in, he had achieved his goal. He did what he needed to do, and he stuck to it. He was good to his word. He was good to himself. It was fantastic to kind of form new goals with him and to take on these new challenges every time I did see him.
I definitely believe that I'm on my path, and like this is just the only beginning. I have so much more potential to offer this world that I know with Dan and like Complete Nutrition, like this is just the beginning. Like I could help so many other people, and I never thought in a million years, like when I was 450 pounds, I could ever help somebody. My dad, like I think he'd be really proud. I think he'd probably tell me to go lift some weights or something right now.